Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are going to talk about what characters could possibly come to the game and kind of what could possibly happen in the future. Like, as we all know, May is not getting any they're not getting any new characters, and they're going to leave them up to June for June to get 2 characters, then July no characters, then August 2 characters, right? So we're gonna be getting 4 characters in like the next 3-4 months, whatever, right? So I just like to talk about this. So I'd like to organize these first, by SSRs, whatever. So basically we want the ideal roster right now. They have balanced out their roster quite a bit actually, but they want to have a balanced roster so that they can have a kind of better experience for the players and selection of characters to choose from. So what we have right now is a very good selection of characters. I really do like what I see here. There's quite a bit of characters, like you name it, they have it almost, right? They've got some pretty big characters in here. Of course they can add more, so I'll talk about that. But we have healers, we have Purify. I forgot what it's called, like the blue arrow thing. I'm just gonna call it Purify, Composure Breaker, and then we have Damage, right? So these are basically sorted out by their character roles in a team, and you can find these by looking at their latest arms, like their best arms. That's how you can tell. So for example, if it's a healing arms, then they're a healer. If they're Purify arms, then they're a Purifier. If they're composure arms, then they're Composure Breaker. And if they're of course attack arms, then they're Damage, right? So I've sorted out here how they have SSR characters and SR characters here. So as you can see, it's perfectly symmetrical. We have 12 SSR characters to choose from or to play as, right? And now we have 11 on this side for SR characters. And as you can see, we're missing a Purify one. So there is that to note. But there are a couple characters that are spread out in terms of how their gameplay is. Like this guy's a negative crit, even though he's a healer. She's a positive crit. He's a positive crit, right? He's a negative crit. He's a negative crit. He's a positive crit, right? And she's a Purify. She's like a defensive SSR arms, but she's an offensive character. This guy's a tank. This guy's kind of offensive yet kind of a tank. This guy's also a parry, and this is a parry guy. So as you can see here, there's quite a bit of things going on here of what could possibly happen, and there's a huge mix of negative crit, positive crit, and that doesn't really have to do too much with their roles in a team, right? That's just kind of how different character archetypes are built. So one thing we're missing is an SR right here that belongs to be a tank or a Purify, you could say, right? And that is, we have E-Iron for assault, we have this Saitama for overpower. So I'm assuming the next Purifier for SR, if he's added in the Deep Sea King update, is going to be, well, it's going to be either morale or technique for the parry, or I guess. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to put a lot of more parry troops here. I think they could have added another parry troop. I think we need more parry troops because we need some of them to do more damage, and Puri is alright. Saitama's not that very good, and E-Iron's pretty decent. So like, we need a fully damaged parrying unit, kind of like a Speed of Sound Sonic, where he can actually parry. He's kind of similar to E-Iron in that way, where he can parry. But yeah, there is that. E-Iron's parry regenerates way faster, of course, so he's more reliable and as a defensive unit. So we're going to be getting maybe a parry unit here for assault, for morale, or technique. We already have a negative crit here. Hold up, let me go reset my cursor. Right here, and you can see here for technique characters, in terms of just the characters we have, is negative crit for SR, right? Positive crit and positive crit. So we're going to check some other ones like assault, positive crit, and those are the only 2 assault SRs actually, which is kind of crazy. Now this morale one's negative crit. We have morale. Where's morale? Positive crit, and then we have morale here, positive crit. Now you go to overpowered, negative crit, Dude, it's actually kind of hard to find these. Positive crit and no morale and no overpower here. So as you can see here, there's less negative crit than positive, but I think what's going to happen is they're going to split it right down the middle. So I think they're going to have by the end of chapter 12 in One Punch Man, which is the final episode, we are going to be getting 2 negative crit characters for SR and 2 positive crit characters, right? So what this means is if it's Moomin Rider, Genos, and Stinger, right? The last morale character to complete this set is going to be a negative crit character for Purify. So we can expect a morale negative crit character in Purify for the SR class. So there is that, but I don't think they'll release that one last because they already have 3 here, and a lot of these other ones they don't have 3 for. So there is that issue as well. Like Technique is probably coming last as well. They're gonna have another negative crit Purify as well, I think, because they don't have that. Let's see here. Assault, they don't have a negative crit yet. So the next 2 SRs are gonna be negative crit, both for Composure Breaker negative crit, which is actually gonna be really cool to see. If we do that, and also Healer negative crit, right? They might do this, they might not. I haven't seen a Composure Break negative crit user yet. I think it's possible, very plausible actually, and I hope it does happen. That would sound really, really cool. But they might just keep it to positive crit because of the fact that, you know, whatever. But maybe if that's the case, then they would only run 1 negative crit troop, right? What if they only run 1 negative crit and the rest are positive, right? 3 positives, 1 negative crit. Then this case, then we'd have here we have Assault, Morale, Overpower. Wait, this is a Technique, sorry. So we're gonna get an Assault Breaker sometime soon, right? SR. And yeah, we're gonna be getting a Morale Purify and a Technique Purify. We're also gonna be getting for this one, we're gonna be getting a Assault Healer as well. So Assault Healer is definitely the most lacking right now. Assault is, because they only have 1 and 2 here, as well as Overpower is kind of like, actually no, Overpower has Saitama and Snek and Spring. So what they're missing right now is they're missing another Assault. So that means we're going to be having around 5 new SR characters coming before chapter 12, I assume. So there is that. But SR's kind of really, they're all right. They're kind of extra. So I'm going to talk more about the SSRs. So I've already talked a lot enough, but let's talk right now about what could happen. So we have 3 here. Each one, they're very symmetrical right here, as you can see. They're all different, right? This one's Technique. This one's Assault. This one is, I can't remember what he is actually. I think he's Technique. Is he Technique again? No, he's Morale. Yeah, he's Morale. Okay, so Morale, right? Assault goes here. Overpower is here. Overpower, Assault, and this one is Technique, right? Morale again, Assault, no, sorry, Technique and Overpower, right? So for damage, we're going to be getting a Assault SSR. So this could possibly be Metal Bat. We could see a negative crit Metal Bat here, which would be really, really cool. But I think what's going to happen is they're probably going to run Arms Genos in Assault damage, because if Arms Genos is damage, then if Arms Genos is damaged, then he's going to be Assault. That's the only way how it works. For example, we already have this Genos, we already have this Genos. So actually Arms Genos, what would be more realistic to see is he goes into Healer. The reason being is because there's no Assault here yet, right? I'll probably make a video dedicated to Arms Genos later, but yeah, he's probably going to be a Healer. So there is that to note, right? And then we have this one. So Arms Genos is probably going to be here. So I'm just going to leave this at that. This is going to be a complete set. Nobody's changing here until they balance these ones out. Then they're going to release more characters and expand after chapter 12 in One Punch Man, right? So we're getting that guy. Now for Purify, we have Overpower, Assault, and Morale. So what are we missing? We are missing a Technique. So we're going to be getting a Technique here as well for Purify. You could possibly be Metal Bat. In fact, Metal Bat could be technique because he has a weapon. As you can see, most technique characters have weapons. I think all of them do. This guy, well, he's martial arts, right? She has a weapon. He could have been technique, I guess, because he has a weapon. This guy has a weapon. This guy has a weapon, right? This guy has a slingshot weapon thingy. This guy has a huge kendama. So there is that to note as well. So we might be seeing Metal Bat because he is a, swings around a bat, but he does it pretty like without skill, I guess. Like he just kind of swings it around, like with like a lot of brute force. So a lot of these guys have a lot of skill with their weapons, especially Golden Ball was bouncing. Lily, she's using a triple staff and she's very proficient in that metric. He is very experienced in his martial arts, of course, and this guy's mastered his blade. So probably not technique for Metal Bat. I'm gonna say assault because he's just a blunt force attacker, right? Kind of like Zombie Man, where he's not mastered, axe and gun, but he's more like just kind of reckless with it, just very destructive, right? So there is that. Like this guy could have been, technique, right? Because he is a martial arts user, right? But like he's kind of sucks at martial arts, so he's in overpower, I guess. So there is that, and overpowered characters can be characters that overpower opponents. That actually makes a lot of sense. Like my mask, right? Overpowers them with his brute force, with his pure power and strength. If you've seen in season 2, Genos, all he cares about is literally just destructive power. Same with Metal Knight, and let's see here. Saitama, I don't know, man. He's not very destructive at all. He's kind of okay. Doesn't make any much sense, and this guy doesn't make much sense either. So there is that. But yeah. Anyways, kind of straight from the point there. But there is that. We're gonna be getting an a technique purify for composure break, overpower, assault, technique. What do we get? A morale character right here. Morale composure breaker. Now, this could possibly be Metal Bat as well. Like, I can see Metal Bat in many, many roles here. But we already have this guy that's a morale character. So Metal Bat would probably be a stretch to say. He's either pretty far away, three draws away, or he's not going to be a morale composure breaker. Now we have damage. What do we have? Overpower, technique, and what is this? Morale. So we're going to be getting a morale damage character. Now, since Genos is here, and they wouldn't probably want to add another Genos into this slot as well. They're probably going to chuck him into healer, like I said, right? So damage assault could also be Metal Bat, but you don't want a back-to-back assault, right? So that's where it kind of gets me. Back-to-back assaults wouldn't seem the best. Like lore-wise and like making sense-wise, he would probably be damage, because he just swings his bat around. But assault damage, right? But he could probably land into technique purify, just for the fact that we haven't had a technique character, a new technique character, ever actually. Oh no, right? We had Atomic Samurai, but yeah, we haven't really had a new technique character in a while. So we could probably be seeing that there as well for Metal Bat. Then if we have Metal Bat here, right? Here, I'm just gonna cut in and post these images up. Alright, so according to Rirukoi's leaks, he says that Metal Bat, Watchdog Man, and Flashy Flash could be coming, right? Like I've been talking about Metal Bat for the longest time now, right? And he was teased in a couple of the game images from one of my videos that I showed. But yeah, he's definitely coming. These three are definitely coming. Watchdog Man probably October. But yeah, that's probably what's going to round out the roster. I haven't heard much of Darkshine, even though he is kind of a speculated character and he's almost confirmed basically. He's not actually in any of the recent arts, so I can only assume that he wasn't really in testing, right? So we're probably going to get these three to round it out. Then we're going to add on new characters later on, right? So Metal Bat, as I said he could go in technique here. What if Flashy Flash goes here? Technique purify. Because of the fact that of course he has mastery with his sword and whatnot, and he is of course using martial arts just like Speedo Sound Sonic, so why not is he going in purify? Why not? Right? Then we're gonna be getting what? Morale composure break. This could be the guy, right? But I'm gonna say he goes Watchdog Man goes Assault, Metal Bat goes Composure Break, right? And for the reason being is we haven't had a Composure Break character in a while, being Atomic Samurai, just like we haven't had a Technique character released, which was Atomic Samurai, right? So we might be getting him as a Composure Breaker, which would be cool to see. We haven't got a breaker in a while as well, like I just said. Sorry. But yeah. So we have that as well, and a morale character would be really good for this slot. But again, like I just said, we had Prisoner Sonic, so who knows? But we're gonna have a bunch of space between these banners as well. And there's been a bunch of time already, so why not add another morale character to the list after we've added an assault, right? So I think that is fine in that way, and these could be interchangeable. Like this guy could be damage for all we know, right? That would be what? Assault damage. I don't know if he'd be after Genos. But yeah, so if Genos is confirmed assault, because I think people are confirming, obviously subject to change, but in beta he was assault. Then if he's assault, then he's healer, right? So yeah, I just like to talk about the new future characters and where they belong on this list. Just wanted to get you guys, paying attention to what is going to be coming, and also just what could possibly happen. Again, this is all just speculation, most of it, but this will give you a general idea of what the characters could look like and play out in the game, right? Watchdog Man being damage, Metal Bat being Composure Breaker, and Flashy Flash being a Purify, with Arms Genos being a healer. This guy's got Assault, this guy's Technique, this guy's Morale, and this guy is Overpower. Wait, no, this guy is Assault? Wait a minute, I might have goofed up here. This guy is Technique, this guy's Overpower, this guy's Morale, so this guy has to be Assault. This guy, yeah, this guy's Technique, also Assault. So if Genos is Assault, then he can't be Healer. Why did you look at that? Morale, Overpower, right? So Overpower Healer goes here. I'm going to put this guy here, I'm going to put this guy here. We could have a new Healer. A little, maybe. But since it's an Overpower character, I'd see Metal Bat here actually, which makes way more sense. That's why I was so confused. So yeah, this list makes way more sense going on, and I think this is what could possibly happen in the coming future. In the coming future, I mean up until October. So that is quite a long ways away, but it will be a fun trip to go and like kind of sail with, because I would love to see what the character roster will be like in the next 6 months from now. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching my video. This was a pretty long one, and I thank you so much for staying along. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.